The boys are back. That's right, Florida Man Sports is here with another exciting episode. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. This is Florida Man Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Florida Man Football.
Let's go.
No, we're not doing that. If you know a beer, I'm not giving you leaving you hanging. Leaving you hanging, Chris. You want to do a jump up in the air and freeze frame? No, bro. All right.
Listen. The fact of the matter is Florida Man Football is reinvesting its budget.
Yeah, I get it, but not to high fives. Like, yeah.
We'll figure it out. Let's go.
Anyway, Chris, of course, we're going to go ahead and review our Florida teams and what they did this past week. Some pretty good, some not so good. Of course, we'll give you our picks for Week 15, correct? Week 15 coming up.
Yes, sir.
So, last week there, we did pretty good. 9-5 isn't exactly what we wanted to do, but I had 3 upsets, and 2 out of the 3 came correct. The only upset I didn't get was a complete fluke.
Listen, bottom line, Jonny Cinco, you promised everyone that now that we're back in the studio, streaming on all major platforms, do like, share, and subscribe. You promised 10 wins. So all I got out of this is some people lost their homes, some people lost their cars. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, what I say is that one of the losses of that I picked was Minnesota to go ahead and lose. But what did I say, Chris? I said I had to make these picks on a Tuesday. And I said, and I asked you, I confided in my comrade here, and I was like, hey,
comrade, we're going to war.
I'm sorry, hey, we're going to war every Tuesday. but I go to you and say, is J.J. McCarthy playing? You said, no, he is not playing.
Absolutely.
He is not playing. And I specifically said, if J.J. was playing, I would pick the Vikings. But since he's not playing, I have no faith in that rookie. And I made the pick. That's what happened. But the other 2, upset alert here, were correct.
Nobody here wants to.
So what happened?
What happened was.
What happened?
Nobody was here.
So let's go ahead and go on here, Chris, since you're, hating on me. 9-5 is still outstanding. But let's go ahead and start up with this real quick. The Miami Dolphins, they played everybody's punching bag. The New Jersey Jets, Chris, they won handily. They continue to go on a roll. Yeah. We expected them to. Any takeaways from this specific game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the games that, again, Florida Man Football did call to, we called it right. And at the end of the day, let's go back, Jonny Cinco, almost 3 weeks ago before the bye and all that, where I said something along the lines of Miami doesn't know how to win and they don't know how to lose. And as it stands, right, we're looking at 6-7. There is no path to the playoffs. I know that we can talk about it a little bit more in this episode or next week's episode. There's 4 games left in the season, as we all know. And at 6-7, when you look at the standings in the AFC, there is no path to the playoffs.
There's a path,
no,
Chris.
There's no path. And
there's no path.
I will give you the breakdown when you look at all the games, and they could, even if they win out based on the seeding and everything, they don't have a path. So therefore, they don't know how to win. They don't know how to lose. At 6-7, all I'm getting out of this, Jonny Cinco, is that we're gonna have another year of Tua, regardless if McDaniels is back as coach or not.
Okay, in the AFC, everyone with the exception of the Patriots and the Broncos are losing. There's no consistent winner in the AFC. So I refuse to believe that, because if Miami does win out and you still have the mess, now are they winning the AFC East? They're not winning the AFC East. 10-2 New England Patriots are not going to have that type of collapse.
No,
but
the Bills, Johnny, are 9-4.
Okay.
So you're talking about a not a 2-game swing. You're talking about a 4-game swing and some help, because Buffalo's at 6 and the Texans are at 7 at 8-5. So like I said, I've looked at the division, I've looked at the games that they've played, the teams that they've lost to, and at the end of the day, you got the Jets are eliminated, the Browns are eliminated, the Raiders and the Titans are eliminated. So you got the Bengals, and then you got Miami.
Yeah, that's it. I understand what you're saying.
So I'm just letting you know.
I understand what you're saying, but you're trying to say there's no path. When Miami still plays Buffalo, they're still playing them. The Buffalo still are playing the Patriots. The Bills, obviously, they're picking up a game instantly by playing the Bills and beating them. The Patriots are favored to beat the Bills.
Is that they're playing 3 out of 4 games against teams that are vying for a playoff spot. And so at the end of the day, the Dolphins are going to split the rest of these games. That's what's going to happen. So we're not even.
They're on a streak,
Chris. We're not even going to have the argument.
No.
If they win out. So like I said, Dolphins, listen, fins up. I hope the next season's a better season. But at the end of the day, there's no playoffs, and we don't know how to win. We don't know how to lose.
Listen,
it is what it is.
They're on a win streak right now. I'm not going to kick them when they're rising up here. Now, we've kicked the heck out of the Dolphins earlier.
For playing bad teams, Johnny.
Yeah, I do not want to hear about teams winning against bad teams, because you did your job. Okay, we've seen what happens when a team loses against a bad team. And well, yes, you know exactly where I'm going here, Chris. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers went ahead and faced the New Orleans Saints. Chris, an easy win, something that we said, okay, this is just a check mark. They're on their way to go ahead and take over the NFC South. There's no way they're going to go ahead and lose this game. And they lost this game. Chris, tell me about this game.
Well, I mean, first of all, anybody that knows divisional games, especially in the NFC South, knows that records go out the window when it comes to these games. That's not an excuse. That's a fact. That being said, on this episode last week, when you picked the Bucs, I even told you divisional games are tough in the NFC South.
Yes,
and I even said that the Saints would go as far as want to play spoilers because they know the Panthers are right there. And so here we are, right? I'm not surprised because the Bucs this season and last season, for that matter, have played down to bad teams. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. The only thing that
I'm hearing excuses.
No, I'm not. We lost the game we should have won, and now the fire's in your tails if you're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And at the end of the day, Johnny, the real question coming out of this game, the real question, is all about Todd Bowles. You know, I always think about this, Johnny. Let's say McVay was there, the coach of his caliber, right? I feel like McVay wins these kind of games. I really do.
Well, these type of games really comes down to the coach.
Right.
It really does.
Right.
I mean, 100%.
So with that being said, I mean, I think you really have to put the magnifying glass there. I don't want any more excuses. Injuries happen all the time. Teams get injured all the time. And I don't care if you're excited like me about, oh yeah, Evans is coming back next week. Hopefully McMillan is coming back. Hopefully it's a short week nonetheless. But at the end of the day, Johnny, if the Bucs for some reason, somehow, some way, miss the playoffs because the Panthers are right there with the same record now. They're going to go back to this game. And if that happens, Johnny, with the amount of talent that we have, you need to fire Coach Bowles.
Well,
period. There's no question about it.
I mean, you're beating a dead horse because we talked about this before the season. The microscope is on Bowles, that this is his contract year. He does what he's supposed to do. And I said it, and it's not but really it was kind of like, I don't care. There's been plenty of teams that have given a contract extension and then said, never mind, we made a mistake. Depends who's available. Depends what's happening there. You know me, I'm a big fan of Gruden. I'm all about bring back Gruden to the Bucs. But still, that's a long shot.
I would love to see whoever gets Gruden as the next coach, by the way.
Yeah,
whoever does, I would love to see that version of Gruden all grown up, if you will.
But with Tampa Bay in this game, they had every opportunity to win this game. Even the way they played, still had every opportunity to win this game. And they didn't. And this is, they played Arizona the week before, and they won the game, but it was an ugly win. But still, I'll take an ugly win. But for this to look ugly the way they did, still have so many opportunity after opportunity to win and go ahead and lose to a team like this when you couldn't afford to lose with Carolina on your tail was disappointing to say the least, Chris. Moving on, the Jacksonville Jaguars played a tough divisional game against Indianapolis Colts. Who's going to win is taking over first place, AFC South. The Jags pulled it off. They pulled it off, but in this game they pulled off. Daniel Jones is gone. Achilles injury. He is gone for the season. And the Colts, they're calling Old Man Rivers. Chris, tell me about the game. Tell me about what you think about this whole thing. It should be interesting.
No, I mean, as far as the game goes, especially the time this episode's going to air, I just want to say that, sometimes I don't ever wish injuries on nobody, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good in the sense that you'll never know what this game would have been like had Jones not gotten hurt in the first quarter, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So that's really the story, the tail of the tape here. Now, what happens for the Jaguars, basically, in my opinion, Johnny, is where do you go from here? Do you capitalize on this opportunity? Do you smell the blood in the water? I'm talking to Coach Cole.
I mean, Chris, yeah.
It's
their division to lose now at this point.
Exactly. And so, Duval, let's get excited, right? Let's root the Jaguars. This is the opportunity that has been given. To your point on Old Man Rivers, I can't imagine a world, Johnny Cinco, where Rivers goes in and instantly starts winning. I can't see that happening. And I don't think that it's a threat in that division. So again, man, kudos to the Jaguars for winning a game, rightfully so. And it's all yours, man. Grab it and take it.
It is yours to go ahead and lose, guys. I mean, we've been tough on you guys, and I'm sorry, rightfully so. I mean, but still, you went ahead, and Chris, he likes to talk out of both sides of his mouth and say that, oh, you're beating bad teams, and the Colts without Daniel Jones is not that good of a team. I'm sorry, he led that offense to perfection, and now they're going ahead and looking to when you have to call a guy who's been retired for about 5 years, who's about to go into the Hall of Fame, and now he's going to delay that process 5 years by going and joining them. You know how desperate they are. Now, this could be an all-time story, Old Man Rivers, who's Hall of Famer. We all kind of felt like, man, he should have won at least one championship. He had 1 year where he had the best defense in the league and the best offense, and they lost. They didn't do anything. Why? Because they had the absolute worst special teams that year, and for whatever reason, that cost them. So if they can do something, it should be interesting, but I don't see it happening, Chris. To see a guy who's been on the couch for 5 years, even a Hall of Famer, unless your name is Tom Brady, I'm sorry, you can't do what Brady has done. But I guess he's convinced some guys that he could. Should be interesting. I would love to see what he does with this Colts team. But this is the Jags division to lose, Chris.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go to move on to our Week 15 picks, Chris. It starts off hot right away. Thursday Night Football. We got Tampa Bay going against the Falcons, Chris. Tampa Bay Falcons divisional game. Carolina on their tail. Who is winning this game?
Yeah, Florida Man Football streaming on major platforms. You were just tuning in for the Week 15 picks. Let's go right after Johnny Cinco. At the end of the day, this is not I know that I said earlier that NFC South games are tough, matchups are tough, and I talked about the coach already. But look, at the end of the day, man, it's going to come down to this. I'm not going to waver. Bucks are going to win this game. You can take that one to the bank now. It's at home, of course.
Yes.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm not going to talk out of both sides of my mouth. I'm just going to go on record right now and be very clear. I don't care if Evans does make it or not. I hope he stays out one more week and heals.
I agree.
I don't care about McMillan coming in or not. I don't care about any of that. There's no excuse for this game. Bucks win, and I hope that they win by 10 or more and right the ship right now.
I hope so as well. We'll still continue to see what happens there. Reddick will be injured. He's injured. He's definitely going to miss this week here. So they're obviously depleted on defense. But that's the story for Tampa all year. Injuries.
No excuses. No excuses.
Moving on, Chris, the Cleveland Browns, they're traveling to Chicago to face the Bears. Who is winning this game?
I think Johnny Cinco, this one is not something they need to overthink. At 9-4, the Bears have proven one thing, that they are a legitimate team that can beat bad teams. I feel like the Browns know exactly where they are. They just announced that Sanders is going to stay there for the rest of the season. So they're okay with seeing what he has there, right? Before Deshaun Watson comes next year. So give me the Bears to win at home. Nothing to overthink here. Bears win by, I'd say, 8 or more points.
Do you have anything? Can you tell me why the heck? I know people have talked about this. Sanders has 360 yards plus passing, 4 touchdowns, and for the 2-point conversion to go ahead and tie this game, end of the game, they bench him. For me, I see more of the same to where Stefanski doesn't want this kid in the team. Why do you make that move?
Yeah,
you could have kept him in there. He's a mobile quarterback. He could have made something if that's what you want to do, an option play.
It kind of goes back to why I'm picking the Bears to win. Johnny Cinco is that you got a team that's playing to win games. You got a team that's playing for draft picks.
Yeah,
and that's the only logical explanation that I can give to that sequence that we saw last week. So
a complete mess.
Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens, Chris, they're traveling to Cincinnati playing the Bengals. Who's making a move here? Is one of these teams going to make a move? Who's it going to be?
I mean, the path for the Bengals, it's almost inevitable. Even if they were to win out, I don't see them making the playoffs. They're not going anywhere. These games are tough, man. This is a gut.
They're not ruled out, Chris. You said Miami's ruled out, and Cincinnati, neither of those teams are ruled out. And you already ruled them out.
Yeah, I did. And even if they win the next 4 games, they still finish the season 8-9. They're playing the Ravens. Ravens are trying to get a win. This is one of those games that this is one of those games that when I win 13 games next week, you heard it here, 13 plus games. It's going to be one of the games that I call right. Give me the Bengals at home. The Bengals at home.
That's the right call.
The Bengals at home to win 3 or more points.
You're saying is the difference between Cincinnati and Miami is that Cincinnati actually has a chance to win their division. There's still that division with the Ravens constantly losing, the Steelers not being consistent, and obviously the Bengals now got Burrow back.
Did you know that it took some guts to make that call?
I picked Cincinnati to win before. I picked the Ravens to lose last week there. Like, okay. Anyway, you pat yourself on the back. You're so humble. The Los Angeles Chargers, who I picked to beat the Eagles last week and was correct on that, going against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City, Chris, who was winning this game.
Yeah, and this is a game where I understand everything, right? The Chiefs are officially eliminated from contention, arguably, but they're still in it.
They're not officially.
I know.
How do you say they're officially eliminated potentially? That's the only oxymoron there.
We've been seeing on social media because now they're number 3 in that division. So that's why,
officially.
I'm joking. But I digress. At the end of the day, the Chiefs are not going to go down without a fight. I expect them to fight in this one and fight hard. Give me the Chiefs to win a close game, 7 points or less.
Okay.
Winning at home against the Chargers.
Buffalo Bills, Chris, they're taking on the current best team in the NFL, the New England Patriots, in New England. Is this the game finally that the New England Patriots are going to lose and lose that winning streak? Excuse me.
Well, I'll answer your question with a question. Are you at Florida Man Football wearing a Patriots jersey?
Yes.
Then yes, the Patriots are going to lose this week. Duh. And because again, the Bills are going to right the ship. It's time to get some wins going for that division. So give me the Bills to win. It is going to be a close game. I'm going to say 3 points or less.
This is my if Buffalo loses.
Do you want to apologize to the fans for winning a Patriots jersey?
Hey, I support the Florida teams, but of course, I want to go ahead and remind everyone who the current number one team in the NFL is here through week 14.
The sentence
through week 14 was the number one team here. Okay. And if Buffalo loses, Miami wins, you're going to start eating crow, and you start seeing the Miami Dolphins working their way up.
No.
The Washington Commanders, Chris, they are taking on the New Jersey Giants. In New Jersey, who's winning?
You got two teams playing for draft picks, guys. You've got 3-10 and 2-11. Giants are at home. I would not be surprised if the Commanders do a really good job, keep this game close, and the Giants win this game. Giants get their third win of the season here. My lock-in is the Giants. I'm going to say 6 points or less.
Okay. The Las Vegas Raiders are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly. After the Philly came off Hurts, a horrendous game, 4 picks, actually had a interception and then a fumble in the same possession. What a mess. Who's won this game?
Do you taste that? Can you taste that, Johnny?
What am I tasting?
It's called a palate cleanser. You got Philly, who just took that in the chin. You got the Raiders, who Pete Carroll just likes to play to the NFL's agenda. Have you noticed? Have you watched the game?
Oh yeah.
So give me the Eagles to right the ship at home, be 9-5 after this one. And I say palate cleanser because I'm going to say 14 or more points. It's going to be a beat down against the Raiders.
I mean, they better. Philadelphia has been looking a mess lately, so they need this game. The other team in New Jersey Jets are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. Who's winning, Chris?
Foot to neck. Duval, stand up. Foot to neck. This is the game where I want to see Trevor Lawrence drop 350-plus yards. I want to see 3 touchdowns. It happens right here, and the Jaguars are going to be 10-4, exceeding my expectations on the season. Jaguars win.
How is it that we've seen an epic game offensively from Shadir Sanders this year, but we have yet to see it from Trevor Lawrence? I mean, give me a break. I've been asking for a great performance. Give me a really good performance offensively. Last week, they won the game, but what was he? 14 for 30, Trevor Lawrence? You were under 50% throwing 200 and some odd yards. You had 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. Good game, but give me an epic performance, Trevor Lawrence, for the love of God. Show me that you can lead this team, dominate a team that you should. The Arizona Cardinals, Chris, they are traveling to Houston and taking on the Texans. Who's winning?
I think this one is a no-brainer, folks. Don't overthink this game. You're going to take the Texans to win, and I'm going to take them to win. I'm going to say 10 or more points. At the end of the day, the Giants are going to win, like I said, as well. It's going to be like a 3-way tie with the worst record in the NFL at 3 wins. Texans win at home.
Okay. Really good game coming up right here. The Green Bay Packers, Chris, they're traveling to Denver, playing the Denver Broncos. Might be the game of the week. Who's winning?
Yeah, this is tied for game of the week because the winner of this game, in my opinion, Johnny Cinco, is going to be in the top 3 conversation. Obviously dethroning the Broncos because the Packers are going to go on the road and they're going to do the unthinkable here. I'm taking the Packers to win on the road, and they're going to be 10-3-1 after this one in a close game. I'm going to say 3 points or less. Let's take the Packers to win on the road.
Yeah, this must be the other game in contention for the game of the week. The Detroit Lions, they're traveling to Los Angeles and taking on the Rams. Lions, Rams, who's winning?
Look, at the end of the day, clearly because of the records, Johnny Cinco, the Lions have much more riding on this game than the Rams do. I feel like the Lions are going to play on full tilt, and so I'm going to call an upset in this game, and I'm going to say that also the road team here, the Lions win on the road.
Wow.
The Lions win a close game, 3 points or less. Maybe kicking's going to be involved here, but the Lions win on the road, upset of the week.
Okay. Carolina, they're traveling to New Orleans, NFC South game, big game for, the Buccaneers, implications with Carolina essentially being tied with the Bucs in the NFC South there. So are the Saints going to go ahead and help out the Bucs by beating Carolina? What's happening?
Well, the fact of the matter is the Saints hate us. And so I can see the Saints now
sort
playing
of
the typical Saints fashion and just doing one more up. You thought the Saints are looking back. You thought that was bad? Tampa Bay, watch this. They're going to lay a huge egg because they hate us. No, I'm telling you, bro. I know my division. and they hate us. And so, with that being said, more reason for the Bucs to win in Thursday Night Football because the Panthers will win this game. And the money line says -2.5. I'm telling you right now, watch this, 7 or more points. That's how
Wow.
confident I am
Okay.
that the Panthers win.
All right. The Tennessee Titans coming off a win, surprising win. They're going to San Francisco. Chris, who was winning this game?
San Francisco.
Yes.
It's crazy to me, Johnny. When we saw what happened, if we go back with Caleb Williams and how critical we were of him, and then prior to that, Young, both quarterbacks have kind of bounced back and are having very successful
Correct.
bounce back seasons. I'm telling you right now, Johnny, I don't think I'm going to be able to say this about Ward. I'm beyond concerned for this kid.
What?
I'm serious.
I know you're serious.
The stat line is just atrocious. So, but
Bro.
anyways, 49ers win.
I mean, yeah, bro. What did I say before the even season? Cam Ward is not a good. I watched this guy in Miami. Watched some other. He's not the guy. By default, he's going to be the number 1 overall. But I'm like, he's not going to have a good season. He's not a good. He's in the wrong system.
I think that system has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
Because one thing I noticed when he came out of college, I said like he talks the talk. When you heard him talk and Sanders talk, I'm like, oh my god, I want Ward. Like based on the conversation, right? Oh, I'm worried about football. I eat and breathe football. This is all I do.
Yeah.
Bro, you got to start acting like it. Actions speak louder than words. You got to man up.
Nah, what I've learned from watching Cam Ward is that he doesn't have the poise that I want to see in an NFL quarterback. And for me, I saw him as mentally weak. When things are not going right, he's going to crumble a little bit. He has to be set up in a successful system, somebody a pillar franchise that's going to good coach. A coach that's going to hope you're going to throw him into the Tennessee Titans. You're going to throw him with a coach who ended up getting fired a couple weeks into the season. That's a mess over there. And unless he plays for Mike Tomlin, a Belichick type coach, that's the only shot he has. But right now, he's going nowhere, and so are the Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
The Indianapolis Colts, Chris, maybe Rivers. He's in the practice squad right now. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback if it's not Rivers this upcoming week, but they are traveling to Seattle. It ain't going to get easy for him, Chris. Who's winning for us?
So at this point, Florida Man Football streaming on all major platforms. If you're still tuned in, I'm basically giving you 13 wins. You're 13-0 right now. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back as we're rocking and rolling. But yes, Johnny Cinco, whatever happens with Phillip Rivers and the Colts, whatever happens, it's going to take at least a week. So again, here's another lock-in for you. Seahawks are going to win at home. Talk about blood in the water. If that's not blood in the water for you, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the Colts, such a great season with Jones and all that, they're going to be 8-6 after this one. Seahawks win.
Okay. The Minnesota Vikings, Chris, coming off that win. J.J. McCarthy's back. Vikings look decent. They're traveling to Dallas. Dallas desperately needs a win. Who has won this game?
Yep. Here's my another lock-in when I don't waver here.
How many lock-ins you got this week, bro?
When you're going undefeated, it happens.
Okay.
At the end of the day, folks, I've said it in the beginning of the year. I'm standing true to myself where I said the Cowboys are making the playoffs. If you're going to make the playoffs with 4 games left, this is the kind of game you got to win.
Yeah.
So give me the Cowboys to win. It will be a close game. I'm going to say under 7 points. Cowboys win.
Okay. Finishing off Monday night, Chris, the Miami Dolphins. They are traveling to Pittsburgh and playing the Steelers. Does the Miami Dolphins winning streak end here, or does it continue?
All I need, and this is why earlier you and I got into it a little bit, all I need in the next 4 games is Miami to lose 1 game. Because then statistically speaking, they're going to be eliminated from the playoffs. That was my whole point. And that's going to happen this week because you're actually playing a team with playoff aspirations. You're playing a team that's looking to be in the playoffs and punch their ticket to the playoffs.
Okay.
7-6. And they're at home. They're coached by the better coach. Give me this. Oh, and Metcalf is going to play. They're saying he's a little hurt, but he's going to play. So he's in. Give me the Steelers to win at home. A close game. And the Dolphins to be 6-8 and out of the playoff picture.
Okay. Well, those are our Week 15 picks there, Chris. You're saying you're going 14-0? Is that what you're saying, right? It's 16 games this week?
Yeah.
I know that. Because you get this this week where there's no bye weeks here, so lucky for you.
Yeah,
so
it
should be easier.
Parlay, I already locked it in, folks. $10 parlay.
Okay, you're set up
I'm gonna
on
be
there.
here next week.
All right, you do that then. We have our picks in here, Chris. Any takeaways moving on from anything else in the NFL?
No. I mean, we nailed it with Phillips, and I'm glad you brought up Sanders.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we got 4 games left in the season. It's going to be very interesting how this all shakes out. But my biggest concern, like I said earlier, Johnny Cinco, is the Bucs and the fact that because of seeding purposes, if you don't win that division, there's no playoffs, there's no wild card for any NFC South team. So even the Panthers, they don't win the division, they're not in the playoffs.
Correct. I mean, everybody in the NFC South knows it's been pretty much the way of the NFC South for well over a decade. But I have one major takeaway from this week here, Chris. One major one here. You're not going to like this, Chris. One major takeaway.
Okay.
if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose this game, I'm speaking for myself, for Johnny here, Florida Man Football, I'm putting a fork in the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're done. You cannot afford to lose a divisional game when you have an inferior team on your tail. They're right there. They lost the game they shouldn't have lost. That's not the game I expect you to lose when somebody's on your heels. You're right there. You had a stranglehold on this division, and now you let it slightly get away. I think the Carolina's a half game behind them. They're right there. So Carolina's playing the Saints, and Carolina, you expect them to win that game. You cannot afford to lose this game. The Bucks, listen, you guys, I have not seen a quality win from you guys in a long time. You guys won there against Arizona. You won on a losing streak before that. That Arizona win was not an impressive win. If you lose this game, speaking for myself, I don't want to see it, but I don't have the same confidence in the Tampa Bay Bucks if they cannot win back-to-back divisional games against inferior talents.
I'm just so happy that you said the disclaimer that you're speaking for yourself.
Yeah, I know, because I don't want you to crash out. I don't want you to crash out.
Because that is like the yeah. And I mean, granted, we've been doing this for a couple of years now. And you say that some of the dumbest things I've ever heard. No, you have, and then you just find a way to just like from the top rope. Look, we play the Panthers twice. How irresponsible is it to say such a ludicrous comment like that? And by the way, the Panthers not only play us twice in the next 4 games, they also play the Seahawks. So it's clear.
Well, they're not playing the Seahawks twice.
No, they're playing the Bucs twice and the Seahawks.
Okay, Chris.
Okay, so it's.
I'm sorry that
no. It's clear to me that the jersey that you're wearing has you confused. For you to sit here and say that if the Bucs lose this game, they're out of playoff contention. The fact of the matter is, I'm thinking ahead. I'm already 5 steps ahead of you.
Oh,
winning this game has nothing to do with making the playoffs or not. For me, winning this game, because you can lose this game and still make the playoffs.
Of course you could. I just don't see it happening.
This game is more about getting yourself back on track and getting yourself to be a legitimate team.
It's more than that.
Ready for the playoffs, which means you get healthy. Which means you get healthy. Which means you win this game in a dominant fashion. And who cares about what the Panthers do, because you're going to play them twice. And I expect us to win out. So apologize to Florida Man football fans, because that's just an atrocious take when there's 4 games left in the season.
Okay.
Shame on you.
Whoa. What was that? It's easy to get Chris to kind of crash out here. But at the end of the day, Chris, that was PG-13 it's not, I'm calling it like I see it. If they happen to lose this game, then it tells, not they lose it. If they lose this game, then it tells me that Tampa Bay peaked early, that the injuries have taken their toll, and they're on their way downwards. Much like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles. I called them to lose last week. I'm like, no, there's a mess in there. They're going to crash out like they did in the year before they won the Super Bowl, where they lost like 10 straight, and they ended up losing to the Bucs in the playoffs. It's that type of feel, and I'm scared for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And so they can win this week, set the ship right, go ahead and handle their business and win the NFC South like we expected them to. But if they lose this game, if they lost, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, Chris, and then they went ahead and beat Arizona. And then, okay, now let's go ahead and right the ship. And then they lose to a divisional rival in the Saints. If you're telling me they lose the very next week to another divisional foe in the Falcons, an inferior team, that coach is terrible, the team is terrible, and they lose, then you're telling me that, sorry, the injuries, everything is taking their toll, and they're on their way down.
I'm not going to sit here and fall for your little rage bait that you're trying to create here. I know that's big for you here at Florida football. I'm not going to do that. What I'm just going to say is that at the end of the day, I'm going to stick what I said. We're gonna make the playoffs. It's how do we make the playoffs? Do we make the playoffs by losing this game and having to win out the rest, or do we win in poetic fashion the right way and build a team that's ready to have success in the playoffs? I'm already thinking ahead.
I guess you're thinking ahead because it's the only way you can, because of right now, they're a losing team. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this particular show. Of course, next week we'll be back with you'll see that Chris went undefeated. And all in all, hopefully that's the case here. Maybe
when I'm undefeated.
So
what are you going to do for me when I'm undefeated?
Hopefully, what am I going to do for you?
Yes.
Okay, then you won the viewers a bunch of money. They'll go ahead and donate money to you.
Would you maybe bring some drinks this time?
I know you're not talking here. First of all, like, I'll bring you some V8. We'll figure it out there. But we appreciate you guys. Of course, we're available on YouTube, X, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Please go ahead and join us next week. Appreciate you guys.
Let's go.